with Sarah Pastel, and our next guest, when her book came out called The Lady, the Legend, the Truth, Lana, I thought, nah, it'll be telling nothing. The book is fabulous. It tells everything, which is the kind of book I like. Will you please? Oh, absolutely. She is a legend. I hate to say it, in her own lifetime, she's one of the greats on the movie screen, and I am so thrilled to have her here, Miss Lana Turner.
Lana or Lana? Please, if you say Lana, I shall slaughter you.
Good. Lana, I wasn't sure.
Well, like an L-A-H.
Lana.
Where's that little thing?
Yeah, oh, here, wait, here.
I want to see it work.
Hold on. Here it goes. Take the time.
It works.
Good. Oh,
thank you,
you are
darling.
fabulous.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you. I know every movie.
We checked with each other in black, I know.
Well,
yes,
you always wear black. All your good trampy movies, you're always in black with a pen.
You could have said dramatic.
Dramatic, but you were always like the high-class tramp.
In white.
In white, oh.
The postman in white.
Incredible, incredible.
Thank you, darling.
You wore white all through the movie?
Yes, except one tiny scene after my mother had passed away, but that was so small. But Joan, let me interfere for one moment.
You can do anything you want, Lana.
Well, I only have a few moments.
No, you have the whole show as far as I'm concerned.
My angel, when they asked me to appear on this show, I said, yes, when, you know, what date on that. They said, well, it will be with Miss Joan Rivers. And I went, what? That was the operative word. And I said, anytime.
Oh, I got scared. I thought you were going to say, forget it.
No way! No way! You are my all-time favorite. I adore you. I love you. And with most respect.
Oh, well,
what a woman.
Right?
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah.
I just got my first hot flash. That you even know, because, I mean, I was just reading your book, you know, because we all forget it's Lana Turner, and then you start to read back. I mean, your life, besides being the #1 star in America, I mean, the good part, I mean, you just had romances with everybody. Let's get right to it.
Not everybody.
Oh,
not everybody.
just the good-looking ones. Let's start.
Naturally.
Clark Gable. Clark Gable, what was he like?
What was he like? He was one of the most wonderful gentlemen that I've ever had the good fortune to meet and work with. We did 4 pictures.
But there was a romance, too, though.
No.
Oh.
No. Sorry to disappoint you.
How come?
How come? Because I do not play around with the people that I work with.
Never?
Nope.
What if the person you were working with was single and fabulous?
That hasn't happened.
Who did you work with? Well, Tyrone Power, you had a big romance with.
We did not work together.
Well, that's, yeah, on screen. Was that the big, was he the big romance of your life?
Yes, I loved him dearly.
And you never got together. Did you ever think you would end up maybe with him?
Well, of course, I had dreams of it being finalized with marriage and babies and things like that, but it wasn't meant to be.
Because you've been married how many times?
Oh, God, one more time, I say it's 7.
7 times.
I just came off of a book tour, and I am so sick and tired of talking about me. I'd much rather talk about you.
No, not with this book.
Fred,
you just
everybody.
told everything in the book. I mean, like, you even talked about the kind of sex you like.
Taste.
Oh, very good taste. Very good taste. But, I mean, you certainly held nothing back. Taste-wise, it was perfect.
I told it like it was.
Yes. I know, but
not the way it's been made up to be.
But what I found is, like, you weren't discovered in the drugstore.
Not at Schwab's.
Yeah.
No, it was a little cafe across the street from Hollywood High.
You must have been incredible looking because you became a star so young. You were a major star at 17.
No, Watch it. 16.
16.
People keep adding a year on to me, and I hate it.
And
I'll get the year soon enough, you know.
No, but you started out very young, and the stardom came very quickly.
Yes, surprisingly so, it did. In the first film, They Won't Forget, rather prophetic title. Well, it turns out to be. Thank God my dear fans have not forgotten. And as I say, from this tour, I've been with people face to face, touching, which is something that was very foreign to me. And, but all of a sudden, this great love came, and as it came to me, it flowed back from me.
You had no idea that that was out there? That all these fans are major fans waiting to see you?
No, I've always received lovely fan mail, and when I've met people, they've said how much they've enjoyed my work and all this. But to meet, I mean, a one-on-one basis, particularly my new career or whatever, an authoress.
Authoress,
Me?
right.
Authoress?
Authoress. I don't know. Lana, you tell me, you know. That's all right.
You wrote a book.
I wrote a book, but just a silly book. What was...
Well, I bought it.
Well, it was a good book. I mean,
Well,
it was a good, silly book. $7.50 you put down. Good for you. I got yours, but I'll buy one for a friend now because I feel guilty. Let me ask you, your whole career, and it's a major career with major motion pictures, if you could have done one thing over again, changed one major thing, would there have been anything you would have changed professionally and then personally?
Ooh. Well, all right. Of course, as anyone else, I've made mistakes. If I could have changed those, I would have. Professionally, I might not have done Mr. Imperium if I could have gotten out of it.
Tell them why. I love that in the book, when they made you kiss him with all that...
The man with the Roquefort cheese teeth. And he always ate these coffee cakes and coffee, and, I mean, people do have breakfast on the sets, but you do rinse your mouth and all that before a love scene. Not this fellow. And I was 3 months pregnant, and, you know. So, but how to speak nicely of the
guard.
Gone.
But you did say in the book, which I loved, you talked about, because you always see love scenes on the stage, on the screen, and you think, oh, they're having such a good time. You said, because everyone worries about their breath. You know, you're always going around like that. When you're single, at least. Remember those? You said you can't, when you're single, you know.
I have not been single that long, it seems.
Well, when I was single, I was just checking everything. You said you kept gum in your mouth.
Yes. I had a little spot. I used to tuck it way back up in there. And unfortunately, with the king himself, Mr. Gable, and one time, I mean, we had done many, many kissing scenes, but this time, his tongue slipped a little inside of my teeth, and the gum let go, and when we parted, here with this long, and I'm looking at it cross-eyed, I'm trying to get rid of it, and he's looking at it like, what the hell is that? Finally, it snapped. Well, he was not very happy with me for a number of days, and then Mr. Mervyn LeRoy made a daily, hourly, before a scene check. Gum? I'd say, no. He said, show me. And I go, like checking a horse's teeth, you know. But I learned never to do that again.
Never, but I just love, every time I see Honky Tonk now, I think, she's got gum in her mouth. I love her for.
Sure, to keep my breath fresh.
See, so it's the same thing as that. It's the same principle. We'll be right back after this commercial, so don't go away. My lifesaver.
She had gum in her mouth.
We are back talking to Lana Turner with her fabulous book, The Lady, the Legend, the Truth, Lana. You are so glamorous, and those days, which I loved, how the studio took care of you. You had your own hairdresser, and you had your own makeup man, and everywhere you went, you were stars. You talked about going to the Macombo and going down that big staircase for dinner, that big nightclub.
No, that was the Ambassador
The Ambassador.
Hotel.
And how all the ladies would watch as everyone descended.
Oh, of course, everybody checking everybody else out, you know, who was wearing the same designer's dress and all of that. But they were such beautiful years, and I was fortunate enough that being young enough to get in on the golden era, as they've called it, and then to live through it while I was on the rise, so to speak. And then, of course, to see the demise of it.
There's very little glamour left. I shouldn't say there's a lot. There's none. Who do you think is glamorous today, of all the current stars? Who do you think is the most glamorous?
Well, there are a few young women.
Besides us, of course.
Well,
besides
naturally, we just got the corner on it here. You know.
Who?
I believe Morgan Fairchild is quite attractive. I do not know her. I only know her work.
Right.
I think Victoria Pritzbul is very attractive. I do. But now, you see, I've only mentioned 2. And I have 10 fingers, honest to God I do. And I can't fill them out. Now, the sad thing is, Joni, if I may call you Joni, thank you. You see, when
Lana, go ahead.
Thank you, darling. The saddest thing right now is that they don't have, I mean the young actors and actresses, don't have a major studio behind them to groom them, to watch over what pictures they were in and bring them along slowly. Now, they're put into a TV thing, wham, the next day they're called star. Well, only the public makes a star, and it takes a long time for that to happen.
But then it stays a long time. Do you know
if
what I'm
they
saying?
still stay with you, and I'm one of the fortunate ones, yes. I was named star, not immediately. I had to earn mine. But thank God I still have it.
Of all the ladies that you worked with, besides you, in your era, because they were just, like I love the Greer Garsons, they were all working, the Hedy Lamars, you, who do you think was the most beautiful, the most outstanding of all of them?
Truly the most beautiful woman in that era
Yes.
was Hedy Lamar. She was breathtaking. She couldn't act, but she was breathtaking. You ask about beauty.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about acting, but just straight beauty. She was just the most gorgeous.
Just pure beauty.
Of all,
Like a statue.
yes, and just the perfect face.
Oh, God, it was sickening. She was so beautiful.
See, but you were a good actress. You mentioned in your book that if you maybe hadn't had the glamour so much attached to you, you would have gone in more for the acting. Do you ever regret that? Except you had some very meaty roles at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes,
not
but
the
I had to fight my way up to it.
Yeah.
I do mention in the book that the so-called beauty got in the way as opposed to parts that I wanted so badly, but they gave those to what they thought were actresses.
Right.
But finally I got the chance to prove myself in Ziegfeld Girl, which is the first dramatic part that I was given, and then it just kept building from there.
Would you go back now and do another major motion picture? It was wonderful, terrific.
Oh, good God, I'm waiting.
Good. I want to just make sure we said that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you look around?
But I will not do trash.
Then you're in trouble.
But I don't do
What
movies.
what about good trash? Yeah.
But I must, may I share this with you?
Oh, please.
I have just finished, oh dear Lord, when? September 10th, I finished my second appearance on Falcon Crest. Then I went on the book tour, and I still am not, this is beautiful downtown Burbank, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I've been in so many cities within the last 2 weeks, and it was marvelous. But in October, I do 3 more Falcon Crests.
Great. That's.
And I'm so thrilled about it. Thank you.
You know, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, and you're so charming, you're so pulled together, and you're so intelligent, because usually you think, you know, butter's going to come out. I can't understand. No, but, you know, you think Lana Turner.
Bubblehead.
You know, pretty, and I mean, you're so, I can't understand how you could manage to meet 7 men that weren't fabulous, that you struck out
Well,
7
I thought
times.
they were fabulous at the beginning.
Yeah, boy, you didn't obviously court too long.
No, that was my problem. I did not dig behind the facade.
Yeah. Which
to
type?
learn what they were really like until the wedding ring was on, the papers were signed, and then I was in mucho trouble.
Oh, over and over and over again. Oh,
Don't ask me if there's an eighth. There is not an eighth.
well, there should be a terrific eighth coming up for you.
No plan.
I have a cousin who is a dentist. You have to go, and I hate to see you leave. What a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mother.
my Lord. Thank you so much. Good luck with the book. Good luck with Golf and Chris. We'll be right back after this message of interest, so please stay tuned. Lana.